What's up YouTube? Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Lowrider S and why I think it is the best softail model in their lineup. We're just going to talk about softails, so ranging from the softail standard, street bob, fat bob, the Lowrider S obviously, and the ST, Fat Boy, the Heritage, and also this new breakout. Before going into this video, we need to talk a little bit about the word best, right? Best is subjective. What's best for me might be different for best for somebody else, but when we talk about pricing, we talk about features, you can kind of get a sense for where each model may line up. And I wanted to propose that if you take away all the styling and the subjectivity out of it as much as you can, you will clearly be able to see that the Lowrider S is really like the best bang for the buck Harley Davidson softail out there, bar none. The Lowrider S currently starts at $18,199. It comes with a lot of great features out of the box, right? So you have the dual disc brakes, you have that mag wheels that I think look probably the best out of the bunch. You have cruise control now available on the Lowrider S. It comes with dual disc front brakes, inverted forks, a lot of great things right out of the package. And the one thing that sets apart the Lowrider S from a lot of different models is that 117 engine. Let's get right into it. If you're looking at the softail standard currently is like the cheapest model that you can buy, the cheapest softail model that you can buy. So the softail standard comes in at $14,399, which is, like basically $4,000 cheaper than the Lowrider S, but it comes with the 107 engine. It comes very bare bones, single disc front brakes. It's like a stripped down version of a street bob, but with the 107 engine. I honestly think that the softail standard is kind of on its way out, right? You see less and less models coming out with the 107 engine. Now you're seeing the 117 engine, so I don't see a whole lot of interest for those that, might be going into softail. Don't get me wrong, I'd still be happy with that bike, and not to disparage any of the softail models, but like for a few $1,000s more, you can definitely step up into something nicer with a lot more features and benefits. The next one that I don't really quite understand is this street bob, right? The street bob now is priced at $16,599. That's about like a $1,500 or $1,600 away from the Lowrider S. And it's still missing a lot of things that you get on the Lowrider S, like the dual disc front brakes, the inverted forks, and the cruise control. I think those three items right there would more than enough justify for me why I would want to go into a Lowrider S versus, staying in a street bob. And with the Lowrider S, like I mentioned, you get that 117 engine. Realistically, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference, but if you can, why not get the 117 engine, right? To me, I don't understand why the street bob hiked up in price when it's basically the same model as last year's. To me, this solidifies that the Lowrider S is a really good value. I could potentially see a scenario where Harley realizes like, shoot, we've underpriced the Lowrider S because we've hiked up everything else. Now we have to hike up the price on the Lowrider S. Moving on to the Fat Bob, historically, like the Fat Bob and the Lowrider S were priced about the same, and they offer the same kind of features. Like the Fat Bob has the inverted forks, dual disc front brakes, and all that. But now that the Lowrider S has the 117 engine, I think that makes the Lowrider S even that much more attractive. And it comes in at $700 less than the Fat Bob. To me, that doesn't make any sense. If you really wanted the Fat Bob, sure, you would eat that price, but price-wise and feature-wise, it just kind of doesn't make sense to me. And I've been looking at the website, and I don't think the Fat Bob comes with cruise control. Moving on to Lowrider ST, now this is hard to compare because they're both very similar, but if you were budget conscious, you'd obviously pick the Lowrider S because it's $4,000 cheaper, and you might not want the bags, or you might not want the fairing, you might not care for those things. But essentially those two are the same bike, so we're not going to count the Lowrider ST kind of in this conversation. The next is the Fat Boy, which really, to me, is one of my favorite softail models. I've done a review on it. I'll link that in the description. One of the most comfortable softail models that I've had the joy of riding. But it comes in at $2,000 higher than the Lowrider S and still comes with the 114. To me, that doesn't quite make sense unless you really want to go for the Fat Boy and nothing else will do. Again, like similar with the Fat Bob, you're just going to have to eat that price, right? It's kind of a no-brainer to go with the Lowrider S if you just want the best features for the lowest price possible. The Fat Boy does have cruise control though, so that's kind of nice, but it comes with the 114. The next is the new old kid on the block, the Breakout 117. Now this is a little bit more apples to apples comparison because the Breakout does come with the 117. It does have really nice mag wheels. It's a good looking bike. Not really my style, but it's a great bike. Comes with that big fat rear tire. It's legendary in its own right, but it is almost $3,000 more than the Lowrider S. So if you're just looking for straight apples to apples comparison in terms of performance, the Lowrider S does come at a little bit more of a reasonable price. That would be my thing. The Heritage Classic, similar to the Fat Boy, comes with the 114. It's a different tool. It's a different bike. Obviously, it's more geared towards touring. Comes in at $21,199. If you're looking at a Heritage Classic, you're probably not really considering the Lowrider S as an alternative. So I'll leave it at that. It's a very different bike. It's hard to compare, but the Heritage Classic comes with the 114. The Heritage Classic is $3,000 more than the Lowrider S, but at that point, I kind of like looking at the Lowrider ST for $1,000 more. You get the 117, you get the bags, you get the fairing. That's obviously just me, obviously very biased because I have a Lowrider S, and for me, I am of the belief that the Lowrider S is now like really the best softail model that you can buy for your money. Most features, to me, it's the best looking, but of course, like I said, I'm biased. Yeah, so to me, I don't really understand where Harley is with all the pricing. When you look at like the 2 to 3 most popular models of the softail lineup, it's probably the Street Bob, Fat Bob, and the Lowrider S. To me, those are like the 3 variations of kind of like the same platform, but I think the price of the Fat Bob is way too much. At $18,899, it's the most expensive, but it doesn't offer cruise control or the 117. So why would anybody buy the Fat Bob over the Lowrider S? To me, that doesn't quite make sense unless you really have a thing for the Fat Bob. And the Street Bob is just way too much. Why not just pay the $1,600 and just get into the Lowrider S, which offers all of those things? But like I said, I think now would be a really great time to invest in a Lowrider S if you're looking for one, or if you're looking at the softail models. I would highly recommend the Lowrider S as a solid platform. We didn't even talk about the tank size because the Lowrider S offers the 5-gallon gas tank versus the 3.6, I think, on the Street Bob and Fat Bob. So it's just, to me, it's like it has everything ticked off, the things that most people would want, right? I think that's why you've seen so many people jump on the Lowrider S bandwagon, like myself. It's just a great bike, great looking bike, great price, great performance features, and now they've made it even better. If I could go back, I would definitely get that white Lowrider S, or maybe even the Lowrider ST. Thanks for tuning into the video. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but I did really want to talk about all of the models and why I think the Lowrider S is the most attractive one. Hopefully it was helpful. I'm gonna bounce out of here, and until next video, I'll see y'all later. Peace.